Hello everyone, welcome to day number 2 of the FIDE Grand Prix 2022 in Berlin, Germany. It's a quiet day in Berlin. Everyone took a rest day today. They all settled for draws, including our featured game between Alexander Predke and Wesley So. Alright, in this game, Wesley was black. Predke started with e4. Predke again playing white. Yesterday he won a beautiful miniature against Lagrave. Wesley again playing the black side. Okay, e5. Knight f3, knight c6. Bishop c4, bishop c5. The Italian game once more. Italian in Berlin. Alright. Knight into f6, d3, d6, symmetrical. c3, a6. Okay. a4 castles. h3, bishop a7. The point of a6, moving back the bishop to a7. h3 also stops that bishop to go g4. Knight bd2, rook e8. b4, exchanging the lie square bishop here. Takes. Queen into c2, h6. Rook to d1, queen to d7. Knight f1, d5. Alright, white still has this last minor piece to develop with the bishop on c1. But it's an equal game right here. Bishop d2, rook d8. Black gets the control of the d file. He takes d5, knight takes d5. Wesley could also go for queen takes d5 here. But bishop e3 will just be played, yeah. If you capture, let's say, the bishop, knight takes e3, queen d7, more or less it will just transpose to what happened in the game with this series of exchanges. Okay, so knight takes into d5, b5, knight goes back to e7. Of course, you don't capture this pawn, and this is a big blunder, because after takes, if the knight moves, you lose your bishop on a7. Alright. So knight c7, c4, knight into f6 back, bishop c3, knight g6. This is typical in Italian or Roy Lopez. The knight in c6 transfers to g6 to protect the e5 square. Alright. He's just repositioning your knight on the king side. Same as white from b1 to d2 to f1 and to g3. Okay, so d4, takes, rook d6. Now we have an Alechine's gun on the d file with 3 major pieces, attacking the knight and also hitting the rook on d1. But white has a beautiful defense here with knight e3. Pretty good tactics. Wesley was forced to play queen e8. Now, if you take on d4, rook takes d4, takes on d4, there's rook d1. The knight protects d1, there's a skewer on the rook on d8. The queen cannot protect the rook on d8. You lose the exchange. Okay, queen e8, knight e f5, rook c d7. Black is just moving back his pieces. Takes on a6. And Wesley found a nice counterplay with c5. Okay, rook e1, queen f8. In this position, by the way, okay, let's take a look at this position here. White has an interesting c5 in this position. If Wesley, for example, takes on b5, rook e1, there's a bit of a difference. Just one minor detail here, queen f8, c6. If you take on c6, knight takes c6. Now the knight hits the rook goes to a8 and a5. Yep. This is quite dangerous, you know, with the strong knight on c6 plus the outside pass pawn. White should be better, I guess. Black will have a hard time um, equalizing here. Yeah. Queen has no better square on f8. The passive queen on f8. With b takes a6, okay, this is more or less going to equality. c5, rook e1, queen f8. The knight has to move. Pawn takes on a6. Symmetrical pawn structure here for both sides. c5 and c4, a4 and a6. Yeah. Rook a b1, rook to b8, queen c3, rook takes b1, rook takes b1, queen d8. Black has to protect f6 or else knight will take on a6 with a queen on c3. And also now attacking rook d1. Queen e3, rook d1, and here both players agreed to a draw. Okay, it could continue with takes, king h2, maybe queen takes a4, try a little bit too. Queen takes e5, and then probably the queen goes back to d7. Still, the result will not change here. Yeah, but at least you give a little bit of fight here. And okay, it's not just Wesley's game, but well, it's not so common having 8 matches ending in draws. Right? Imagine 8 matches, all draws. Okay, the players probably just want to rest for today. It's a calm before the storm. It could be a stormy weather tomorrow. We will see. All right, so that was it for today. Nothing much for today, by the way, because they all wanted to rest here. So we'll see you again tomorrow for day number 3 of the FIDE Grand Prix 2022 in Berlin. This is Coach Oliver. Stay safe, everyone. Bye bye.